Hello and welcome back to the Pride Pod here on Loud and Proud Orlando, ready for another amazing season with the Orlando Pride, the double winners of 2024. I think I'm going to say that all year, Louis. So we should introduce the
Yeah,
Pride
hell
Pod
yeah,
every year by reminding
hell
everybody that
yeah.
we are the double winners. You can see it behind me on the wall if you ever forget that this is a winning squad, and we are here to talk all about the new season of Orlando Pride 2025 just around the corner. We're not far away now, Luis. March 7th, we're going to see the Washington Spirit game. And then the week after that, the season's going to kick off against Chicago. So lots to talk about with news happening in the last week for Orlando Pride. Welcome back, everybody. And welcome, of course, to Luis. Luis, how are you?
No, doing great. Actually excited for the new season coming against our first game against the Washington Spirit. News about uh Oihane Hernandez, I believe that's your name. Emily
Yep.
Sam's
You
also
get that right.
resigning. Cori Dyke resigning. Signing again with the Pride. Arisa Mart. De'Ara Jackson. So it's a tale of defense wins championships, John. I mean, I think that's what Haley Carter and Seb Hines are definitely commanding this squad. I feel like that's what they're doing. I think they're boosting our defense even more, and we'll discuss all of that and more today here at the Pride Pod.
Yes, indeedy. I feel like we thought, after the news that came out on the last Pride Pod about all the changes that happened with Adriana going off to Southie Club and then bringing in Priska, we thought, okay, that's probably like the big part of the news that's come in. But then last week, Luis, both of us were sidelined by this huge piece of news coming out that Orlando Pride had acquired. I can't say it right. How do you say it, Luis? Help me out here, buddy.
Uh,
Um, Oihane?
Oihane Fernandez. Or
Oihane Hernandez. Hernandez.
uh-huh.
So she is, of course, playing for Real Madrid, or was playing for Real Madrid, a right back by trade, and a part of the 2023 Spain World Cup winning squad. So a very impressive right back. I would say probably, in like definitely the top 20 right backs in the world easily. I would have put, if you want to wrote a list, I think she would have been in that list. So a big move for us to go and find a piece from Europe, from a big club like Real Madrid, something that we haven't really seen us do yet in this window. Go and get a player from another club of a big reputation. We've kind of been going and getting players from other smaller clubs or other nations or other places, but not from another big European team. And this, for me, Luis, is a pretty big signing for the Orlando Pride this season.
Yeah, for sure. It makes another push to compete at a very top level, elite level. It shows that the Pride are very serious on getting another double. You know, not a lot of clubs can say that they make dealings with Real Madrid. Real Madrid is one of those brands worldwide that only very, really, really top, high status clubs deal with. And it is a strategic move by Seb and his coaching staff, and also Haley Carter, to pulling this to make it honestly not only NWSL more competitive with this signing, but also boosting Orlando's. Look, if Orlando's defense was already that good, I think this particular move makes it, I think, world class. I think her mentality of not giving up, Heine's mentality, her story matches well with the culture that the Pride are building. Definitely 31 matches to assist, playing in the World Cup in 2023, playing for Spain in the 2024 Olympics, where she went with a bronze medal. So this is a player that it's definitely not only making the NWSL a very attractive destination for European players, but also the belief that this Pride team and the sporting project that they have, you know, it's real. And right now they stand with the largest women's soccer leagues in the world. And I think this is a really bold move by the Pride, and one that I definitely commend Haley for this. And I'm super proud, just to see this. No, I don't know. How do you feel about it, John?
Yeah, I agree. I think that Haley has identified somebody that has obviously is a very big talent in the sense that she's got a World Cup. She's part of the World Cup winning squad. She plays for Real Madrid. She's one of the more famously known, defensive right backs in the world. But what happened in the summer was Real Madrid went out and acquired two new right backs. They bought someone called as I think it was Silva was one of the name of them from Atletico or something, and another one a young Brazilian right back. So they ended up with like three right backs in the squad. And as you can see, I'll show you here, Luis, on this tab. Recently for Real Madrid, Oihane Hernández has just not really been playing a lot at all. If you show really in the last like few months, she hasn't been getting that many games. She played like a Champions League game back in December against Celtic, and she played a couple games in January, and really only one of those was the full 90 minutes. And so it just shows that she hasn't been getting regular league play. She hasn't even really been coming off the bench at all for them this season. For her this season, she's made 18 appearances in the 2024 season, and she scored one goal. And so that's really not very many. I don't have exactly how many of those are starts, but I don't think many of those are starts either. So she is no longer that kind of nailed on starting right back for Real Madrid. They've obviously tried to find new talent to replace her, and she was probably frustrated by that. I don't know whether her agent was offering her around to clubs and Orlando Pride was the one that said, yes, we'll take you, or whether Haley noticed this and decided to go in for her as an option, saying, oh, here's a player that is being left out and is looking to make a move because, they're no longer getting playtime. But I'm not sure why Real Madrid wanted to replace her. I don't understand that. She seems at 24 years old like a very capable right back, World Cup winning right back, Luis. So their loss is our gain, right? I
For
mean,
sure.
it works for us. I think culturally, like we brought Celia in, of course, from that league as well, and she was a Spanish national team player, a right back. So maybe there's some connection there. Maybe Celia has said, hey, could be a great option for you to go move to the Orlando Pride. Maybe that recommendation was made. We don't know what the connection is there, but of course, Orlando Pride, a winning team. And yes, you might play for Real Madrid, but who doesn't want to come join the Orlando Pride right now, Luis? Who doesn't want to be a part of this culture and this winning mentality that we have built here?
Yeah, look, I know the reason why she left Madrid. So the name of the person responsible for Oihane Hernandez leaving Real Madrid is El Profesor Toril, and I'm going to mention him with first and last. His
The
name is
coach.
Alberto Toril.
Yeah.
So Alberto Toril signed, like you said, two right backs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And really, this player is a special player. So
Yeah.
this is a
They
very
signed Antonia, who's a Brazilian right
right,
back.
right,
And then they signed who was the other one? I'm trying to
right.
find it here. Sorry to interrupt you. Anyway, it doesn't matter, but another one as well.
So there was he came in and literally benched her, and because she was a locker room leader, and she was very vocal on things, and he, even though the fans loved her, her teammates didn't want her to leave and go. This guy pretty much told her at the beginning of this season, is like, hey, look for a different club because here you're gonna have no minutes. Literally, a 24-year-old starlet, World Cup champion, and literally, she really fell in love with the project called Orlando Pride. I mean, she really saw, look, Marta's here. You have Banda, Ballon d'Or winner. Now you have Priska Chalufa. Now, you have all these young players in the United States, a thriving league, 4-time World Cup champions, so it was a no-brainer for her to come to the United States. She really loved, and this is the thing, what makes you a winning team. When you win a double, then you're the best in your continent, which what's where the Pride are. That sells. And when you have somebody like Haley that knows how to push our culture and knows how to promote our culture, and can actually back it up with facts, having the hottest coach in the league, in the nation, literally, having probably, so the best atmosphere, all of that sells for a player of that caliber coming from a top club like Real Madrid. And so it made sense for her. So this is the reason why she's here. I do want to add, I'm going to show you guys what she said. She said goodbye to Real Madrid, and I want to give kudos to the outlet Madrid Femenino Extra from Spain, right here. And it says here on Instagram, she wrote as follows: "This is not the way that I would have liked to end my tenure in Real Madrid, but this is a situation. This is what the situation needed. I want to thank all the people from the staff, medical service, and support for always helping me on whatever I've needed. To the fans, thank you for your help and your support during my time here. I definitely felt the love in each game. And lastly, to all my teammates that I've had during these 2 years, you are the best that I take from Real Madrid. I will miss you tremendously. Always Madridista. No, once Madridista, always Madridista, which is like their like the slogan. So this is something that she wrote on IG, not the way that she would have wanted to leave Real Madrid. And then look at the love. And again, this is a move that can not just benefit the Pride, it could benefit the league, because one Madrid player, it's gonna, especially with her being so loved, it's gonna attract more Madrid players for sure to the league if she does great. Look at the love Olga Carmona gives her, Linda Caicedo, which these are top players, Marisabel Rodriguez, Rocio Galvez, look all the love that they're giving her. And so if she does well in Orlando, which is probably what's expected, it's only going to open doors for more players. I don't know what are your thoughts about that.
Yeah, I think, we assume she's going to come in and be their starting right back. I think it would be shocking if she wasn't, but I also really feel for, Cori, Dyke, and Brie Martinez in that case, because I think both of them made a really good case last year for either one of them to potentially, or for the two of them to fight it out continuously this year for that right back position. Of course, it's a good problem to have, right? We've now, if we look at left back, you've got, Carson Pickett, who's like that experienced veteran, really solid. And you got Carrie Abello, who's potentially one of the best left backs in the league. On the right side, I'm not going to say it wasn't as strong. I think it was just different. It was made up with two young players that were still good, but were like growing and developing. We didn't have that sort of right back veteran sort of, experienced presence. And Hernandez brings that. So, I think she's a very attacking right back. I think she's going to be able to use that, go up the wing and create real problems, and should have the level of quality. I mean, she's a Champions League player. She plays for Real Madrid. I can't imagine that she's going to struggle in NWSL. I think it's going to be similar level to what she had. I think the competition is going to be more difficult for her. I don't think it's going to be, in the Liga Femenil, you've got Barca, you've got kind of Real Madrid, even they're not as good as Barca, right? And then everybody else kind of behind them, maybe at the Atleticos up there. But in NWSL, it's much more even. I think there's much more parity. So week in, week out, it's going to be a lot of tough games for her. We got a lot of competitions that we're in. It's going to be hit the ground running and join a winning team and see if you can fit in and, not be the odd one out. And I think that she definitely has the ability to do that. I think, like you love to say, Louise, she's plug and play.
Plug and play for sure. And I think Corey Dyke and Brie Martinez could still have significant amount of minutes on the different tournaments that the
Yeah.
Pride are going to be
Oh,
playing.
for sure. We know in the Pride it's a group effort for
Right.
sure, for
It
sure.
is a group effort.
But
So
but now I'd say we have that star right back, right?
correct.
Before we had very good right backs. Now we have a star
And
right back.
and you have now a voice with Kylie Strom. You have a voice with uh Carrie Abello, and now you have a voice with Oihane Hernández. Definitely. I mean, our back line is as vocal as Marta going in transition. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna let you know we're not gonna let you through to do your job here. We're gonna make it really tough for you, and they're all gonna be very vocal with each other, which is the type of player she is already. Right here, Real Madrid and Femenino Noticias, one of the biggest outlets there too that talks about Real Madrid's women's soccer. 12th of January of 2025. The week 14 of the Femenil League in Spain. Real Madrid 3, Granada 1. This is the last game that Oihane played in Real Madrid. She played 90 minutes. She did a clearance. She intercepted 2 balls and she dribbled past 3 players. She completed 36 passes. The only thing I could say is congratulations to Orlando Pride. That's what. And so this is the type of player that this Toril guy, which everybody's murdering right now, because Spaniard people are very proud too. I was like, look, you could do this to a Colombian, a Peruvian, a Bolivian, but you don't do this to your own people. Plus, she was a World Cup winner, and she's doing these numbers, dribbling past players as a defender. So that's why they're saying, sarcastically, congrats Orlando Pride. So, and this is a sentiment that comes from Spain right now for her. And so I think, again, I think Seb and Haley are hitting it out of the park, man, like hole in one, man.
Is she an academy prospect from them? No, she came from
No,
Athletic.
she came
Okay.
from
So she went Athletic Club and
Atletico
then
Bilbao.
Real Madrid. Yeah. So
Atletico Bilbao.
she's from the Basque region. So but she's been playing for the Spain national team. She started with the U17s back in 2017. So she is
I feel so
very
old, man.
experienced for a 24-year-old. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I
I
mean,
feel
that's the
so
thing.
old.
You think like we talk about her like she's been in the game for a long time. She's still only 24 years old. So Real Madrid, we're not sure on what we paid them, but I can imagine we didn't pay them full price, right? Because we're smooth operators. I'm sure Haley was like, you're running to get rid of this player. We'll give you, whatever for them. And Toril or whatever his name is, clearly, said yes, thank you, and took the money. And we're hoping, Luis, that it's really their loss and our gain. And welcome to Hernandez and another exciting player to add into this roster. We'll get through the news, Luis, and at the end, I've updated the Orlando Pride roster so we can look at our depth
Sure.
and look at what places we feel like maybe there'll be more things happening. I don't know. Before we get to that, though, let's talk all about Emily Sams. Emily Sams. I mean, what is there to say except from, smart move by the club, locking down Defender of the Year, right? Extending one of the best center backs in the league, a national team center back. I think it's just the rise of Emily Sams over the last 2 years have been insane. Like the journey that she's been on from, college to getting the starts to winning everything with the Pride to being in the national team. Yeah, I mean, she is if you were to say to me after Marta, who's the next player that I consider like the heartbeat of the club, I would say Emily Sams. That would be my vote now. I feel like she is one of the key leaders in this team that everybody, not only in the back line, but the whole squad looks to. And she is providing such an example of how to just be at the best of your game right now. So locking her down for, till through 2027. So another like 3-year deal, smart moves. She's going to be worth, I mean, we just saw Luis Naomi Gurma go to Chelsea for $1 million or more. If someone were to come in for Emily Sams, I think we would ask for at least that. I think she's worth even more than Naomi Gurma, in my opinion. So smart move, locking down one of our best assets.
With all due respect to Germa, I feel Sam's is twice as better. Huge future ahead. Like Haley said, she embodies everything you value on a player coming from the Orlando Pride. Um, I love the fact that she's a locker room leader as well. She's somebody that, for her young age, she's found a love and a home here in Orlando, in a club that truly feels that she's being represented, and she truly exemplifies what the club represents as well. And it just shows that the club is committed to her as well. I mean, it pretty much, the club is saying, hey, you know what? I don't care about the center backs. You are it. Here's your 3-year extension. We truly believe in you. We truly believe in your abilities. And I think when you give a player like Emily, that level of commitment, it's just going to make her, play even better, because she's going to be emotionally attached to the brand more than what she already is. Second in NWSL recoveries, 16. Club leader in possessions in the defensive third, 108. 76 clearances, 16 blocks. Obviously part of one of the best backlines Pride's ever had in history, with most shutouts in a single season, 13. So I mean, she's part of that, and she's gonna be writing more history for the Orlando Pride. She's definitely a voice. Again, a powerful voice, and it just shows, and that is one of the reasons why the Pride now are the hottest brand in the in women's soccer. I mean, that definitely, because, and with all due respect to all other clubs, Barcelona, to Chelsea, to Arsenal, they're the hottest brand in women's soccer because of what they're really creating, not only in their home league, but also attracting other talent. You know what I mean? I mean, what can, let's say, a top player from Europe right now, Emily Fox, let's say, seeing, let's say, the level of commitment that she's seen with Sam's, bringing Oihane Hernández, seeing all these moves happening that we saw with the Orlando Pride. I mean, that makes top level talent be attracted to come to play for the Pride. It's just common sense, and I think I commend Haley for this. It's a phenomenal news. I think one of the best news of the day. I think this was announced in Valentine's, John, or was this announced in Valentine's?
I can't remember. Let's see what the exact date was. This was
I got it.
the 13th, so
The
Thursday.
13th. Okay,
Yeah,
the
it
day
was the
before
day
Valentine's.
before Valentine's.
The day before Valentine's.
Yes, indeed. I mean, another very shrewd and smart move from Haley, right? Just not leaving anything up to chance. We're not going to have any of our key players getting close to the end of their contract dates. We don't want any of these key players, thinking we don't want to have them here. It's just making sure that you're tying down your best assets and also rewarding those players. Like,
Yeah.
if there was ever a player that deserved a big 3-year contract, I'm assuming it doesn't say it's an upgrade in actual money, but I think Emily has got paid and should have got paid here, right? So this deserved, and I think that she is going to be such an integral part. When we look back at this era of the Pride, and you go, oh, I remember that Pride team, and it had Marta, and it had, Angelina, and Emily Sams will always be one of the ones that you remember, because she's going to be like one of those pieces you go, oh, I remember how good Emily Sams was at center back. So
when I'm 60.
Yeah.
After my time,
I'll be telling my
son.
grandkids, like, I saw the double when Emily Sam was only 25 years old. No, I'm
I
kidding.
just, I just got engaged. Was
I'm already that old, Luis.
yeah,
Anyway,
bro. When you said
alrighty.
2017 for Emily Sabs when she
I
first
know,
started, I'm like,
right?
bro, I'm
For
so old.
Hernandez, yeah, man. Some of these, well, like Nico Ladero starting playing at 2007 really made me feel old.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
anyway, moving on. Let's talk all about Cori Dyke, another extension that has occurred. This one was on Valentine's Day, Luis. So this was February 14th. Cori Dyke has extended her contract as well through 2027. Again, performed really well in the double winning season last year. Just a player that, didn't start the year in right back. Well, kind of came in, took that position after Bree had done a very good job, but sadly gotten injured. And then we weren't sure what it was going to look like with Cori slotting in at that right back position. And then as the season went on, she began to just be more and more impressive. And I think about that last run of the season, Luis, and all those players that she, put in her pocket, and the final and everything that she did, and the way that she marked the likes of, Chewinga and Rodman and you name them, like the best attackers in the league. Cori Dyke faced them down and often got the better of them. And so I think for that, she is deserving of a new contract regardless. I think she's, in her rookie year, really impressed and definitely deserved a new contract. So this was another smart move by Haley. This one, of course, I don't think was, I'm sure, not at the same level as Emily. I don't think she's quite commanded a huge salary yet, but definitely probably wanted to give her a little bit more than perhaps that starting base. You are just a rookie salary to say, okay, your rookie year went well. We want to give you a slightly better deal, lock you down for 3 years so that you know that you're, again, comfortable and part of this squad and part of this team. Shout out to Penn State. We always say it,
Telling
Luis,
you,
man.
man.
Penn State just out here knocking out these players. And Cori is just such an impressive talent. So super excited.
Yeah, I mean, 2023 Big Ten Defender of the Year. Um, uh, 2024 Big Ten Player to watch in the preseason. Uh, came to Orlando, like you said, more of like a silent killer, after Bree going down. The way Cori handled top contenders during the season, I mean, Chawinga, Kunda Jandi, I mean, these are players that are twice, they have twice the muscle mass that she has. Um, she 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 had no fear in her eyes. I love that attitude out of her. She's like, Sep gives an order. She's like, yes, sir. Let's get it done. Let's get it complete. Whatever it takes. Let's do it. And she delivers big time. That's the reason why I love this picture. She has the shield. She has a trophy. I mean, well deserved by Cori. I think she's a phenomenal talent. Penn State again, with I think to me one of the best soccer program in collegiate level. To me, for what I've seen of just Cori, Carey, it's tremendous what Penn State's doing. So fantastic news. And again, defense wins championships, and I think that's one of the reasons why Haley wants to keep that backline for a long term, because they deliver big time last season.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say enough good things about Cori. I think, you know, I was impressed by the level of maturity that she showed to come in and do that. And like our back line really didn't take a step back at all. In fact, at times she looked like one of the best players on the back line at the end of the season. So very happy that she's going to be here going forward. Like we said, right back now, we've got like 3 very good options in Hernandez. And, you could put Emily Sams there. You could play. There's so many options of who you can move around.
You're
But
forgetting Corey. You can bring Pickett as well.
yeah, I mean, you could put one of the left backs over at right back if you had to. I just think we are, Haley McCutcheon is also a right
Yeah.
back. Like we're very, very stacked in certain positions with all of the flexibility we have. But in terms of players that I would expect to play a lot of minutes this season and right back, Cori is going to be up there for sure.
Of all sad words, Spain sounds like a nightmarish hellhole, football wise. All of sad words. Glad we got her out. LMAO. That's right. You're completely right. Yeah, I'm excited
Yeah.
to see our. Hopefully this is another historic season for the Pride. Imagine going back to back undefeated.
I think there's a lot of players out there, Luis, that just are in bad situations, and we have a very good way of finding those players and bringing them into a situation where they're going to feel valued and more comfortable and be able to play their best game. And I think Hernandez is a perfect example of that. I think looks like Grace Chandler is obviously an example of that as well. There's players that are in certain situations, whether it's national team or club, and they're just not getting the level of care and attention that perhaps they should get. And when you show them a little bit of that love and you show them, hey, come into Orlando Pride bubble. We're going to treat you right. We're going to show you, how to be part of our community here. I think that's really our biggest selling point is the culture and what we're doing.
110%, 110%. So congratulations, Cori, if you're watching, and I know some of you guys definitely watch. So phenomenal news there. What's next, John?
Next, we signed 2 players that traditionally we would have drafted, Luis, but of course now there is no draft. So 2 players that were in college last year, and 2 players that we're going to look at here. The first one is Arissa Mart. Now, Arissa Mart was with I gotta say this right, the Wisconsin. I can't remember what their team name is.
The Badgers.
Yeah, something like that. It's like the Wisconsin Badgers or something. I don't remember. I can't remember. It was something entertaining, I remember. But here is here's the information on Arissa. Arissa is a midfielder / forward. And she's obviously been in college for the last 3 years. She was there in 2022, 23, and 24. The most latest season in 2024, she played 21 games and got 21 starts, and she scored 10 goals in that time, and also had 4 assists. So definitely more of an attacking midfielder or like striker, maybe a winger, maybe a center attacking mid, maybe someone who's playing at striker. I haven't seen enough footage to tell you exact. Maybe she moves around, but definitely someone who knows how to put the ball in the back of the net and is also someone who can assist goals as well. I think this is a smart pickup, Luis. It remains to be seen exactly what position Arissa Mart will be used in the squad. Often these players that play in one position in college then come into the league, into professional sports, and move positions, or Seb or whoever the coach is will look at them and say, you've got a lot of skills that would actually make you a better, this role or that role. That might be the case with Arissa, but she definitely knows, how to assist and how to shoot. So in her time at school, in 61 games, she got 21 goals. So she's a 1 in 3 goal scorer in her time in college. So exciting stuff. Your initial thoughts on Arissa coming in?
Well, obviously her numbers, 10 goals starting in all the matches for the Badgers. I think it says a lot, the type of collegiate level athlete that the Pride kind of signs. Definitely this is a depth piece, kind of like what we saw with Brie Martinez when she first joined the team. Well, so obviously it's all up to Miss Mart to impress during the regular season, to possibly, why not, take a starting role. I think that's what all players want, and when it comes to the era Jackson as well, I mean, she was 2024 WAC goalkeeper of the year for GCU, so those type of talents are only, if the Pride is able to tap into those talents, they're there for the long term too, so these are players that if this year they show that they are performing on a high level when needed. So let's say, God forbid, something happens to Matt Crone, something may happen to Anna, and they're able to put Miss Jackson right there on the goalkeeping corps, and there's really nothing happening. She goes for a shutout. Definitely is making the case that she's definitely an NWSL caliber goalkeeper. And with Arissa, a lot of upside. 10 goals in college, man. It's big. Playing all the games as a starter for the Badgers with a good soccer program as well. I think it's fantastic. So I think all of that, and also they had a really good preseason with the Pride. I mean, they're still in preseason with them, and so
Yeah.
they've been part of the preseason squad, and the with sparring, and then they truly make a really good impression on Sab and his staff that they feel confident to sign them for this season.
Yeah, I think DR Jackson is probably going to be the fourth goalkeeping
Yep.
option. I don't know if she's actually going to get registered as a player. She might just be what McKenna Caldwell was when it was just
Uh-huh.
a training goalkeeper, the fourth goalkeeper that is really just used for training purposes and practice. And then maybe if there's some injuries, she might get called in to actually be registered as a goalkeeper for us on the roster. Alyssa remains to be seen how much she's going to be in there, but if she's a striker, I think there's some options, right? We have Barbara Banda there. Simone Charlie potentially is, going to be a good option there if she's fit enough and ready to go to be the backup striker. But behind them, you're then looking at other players that can play striker, but might not naturally be a striker in Julie or, although Julie's pretty much a striker, you know what I mean? Other players that could also play there. I'm sorry, not DR. Sorry, Alyssa could be, a real goal scoring threat if she takes the end of SL. So maybe someone that we can bring on late to be a replacement for Barbara. We'll kind of see where she lands in the midfield and attack once she perhaps gets some games. Let's see. But two more additions. And that, Luis, brings us nicely to the depth chart for the Orlando Pride. One that has been getting increasingly bigger. I feel like I don't say we have too many players because I don't think that's the case, but we have quite a few. There we go. Can you see this? Yeah.
There you go.
So as of right now, of course, in the striker positions, you've got Barbara and Simone. In left wing, we've got, Grace Chanda and Julie Doyle. In center attacking mid, you've got Marta and Summer Yates. At right wing, we've got Priska and Ali Watt. Any of those, a lot of those can play different positions. This is just to give them a rough idea of where they might land. I'm going to move Arissa. I had Arissa originally down way back here in D mid, but I think she definitely is perhaps more of a center attacking mid or a winger or a striker. So we'll put her up there. Center defensive mid, you've got Angelina and Haley, and then you've got Morgan and Luana coming back, as well as Ali Limos. Left back, Carrie Abello, Carson Pickett. Center backs, you've got Kylie Strom, Emily Sams, Hafaeli, Zara Chavrossi, and then at right backs, you've got Hernandez, Cori Dyke, and Brianna Martinez. And at goalkeeper, you've got Anna Morehouse, McKinley Crone, Kat Assman, and DR Jackson. That's a lot of players, Luis.
Stacked.
We
I
are
love
very
that.
stacked. I haven't counted how many we're up to now, but I think it must be around that 26, 27 mark. Some of these might still be on the SEI list. Some of these might not be registered as officially being on the squad, like we talked about with DR Jackson, who might just be a training goalkeeper. But I feel like our squad is very well balanced, and I don't see anywhere here where I go,
I
oh
wish
no,
I wish
we're
Orlando
we're
City
we're
could see
missing
this.
a left back. Oh no, we need a center forward. Like, no, I genuinely cannot. I look at this and I go, we're good. Like, unless a player leaves, there's no part of this roster that I would say we desperately need to improve on this, or the backup isn't good enough here, or the starter isn't good enough here, or whatever. I think something that I believe Rachel has said many times, who's a friend of the pod and a massive Pride fan. She says we have two starting 11s, and I think that's very accurate. And I think we do. We have two starting 11s here, Luis. If you were to start the second player in all of these positions, I still think that's a very good NWSL squad that could beat a lot of teams. It doesn't have all the stars in it, yes, but I still think it's a very solid NWSL team.
No, definitely. It is a stacked team. It doesn't have the issues that Orlando City has, that's for sure. Um
Nope,
I, I look,
Haley
I've
is
seen
not
I've
left a single
seen
piece of, there's no questions here.
yeah.
It's all figured
And
out.
these are all solid players that could be necessarily starters in any team in the
Yeah.
NWSL, which is
Hmm.
that's the most impressive thing. I guarantee you, if you give Houston the opportunity to have the services of Ali Watt, I mean, they'll put her as a starter no matter what. You know what I mean? And she's a backup of Priska. That's tremendous. Luana, the way she's persevered, all through her illness, and now seeing her, train and keep herself fit to hopefully come back says a lot as well. Ali Limos as well. She's been training off season. Um, Same with Julie Doyle, and then the unpredictability of Simone Charlie that we haven't seen her, of Grace Chanda. How's she gonna mesh with Marta and with Priska? Look, we have a Zambian, well, quasi. Is this all? Is it all Zambia?
Well, yeah, yeah. We've
Yeah,
got three Zambians.
there's
Yeah.
three Zambians in the
We got
mix.
you could call it like the trident of
The
Zambians up
trident of
front.
Zambia,
It's like the
Zambia
three-pronged
Kuchalo.
Zambian attack up front with Barbara, Priska, and Grace. If that's how I feel like Ali Watt's gonna have something to say about that. I think Julie Doyle's gonna have something to say about that. You know what I mean? Like we're assuming here that Grace and Priska will
Yeah,
get into the first team at some point, but I would say Ali
yeah.
Watt ended the season extremely well, and I would be very happy to keep her in a
And Julie
starting
Doll
11.
may say, "Hey, Grace, good, but hey, I'm here to stay."
Yeah. And
So
also
it,
like
it
Summer
it's good.
Yates, like I would love to see Summer Yates in the starting 11. Like, how do you fit all of these pieces in the West? There's just, for me, there's like too many good players in the attack. I
Yeah,
want to play them all, like you can't. But um, who are you most excited about this season? I know who I am most excited about, but who are you most excited about this
I'm
season?
ready to see some Banda Priska connection going on, man.
You
You
ready
know,
for some Zambia Cuchello up front, man? Some like
Kuchalo,
real
man.
Zambians rule the world, some Zambian
That's
connection.
right.
Grace to Banda to Priska to goal, that kind of thing.
Exactly. Or here you go. Angelina with a through ball to Marta. Marta steps in, makes a back heel. Priska crosses the ball. Ball goal! Banda! You
For
imagine
sure.
that?
I feel like
I,
we have
Against Washington.
underestimated.
I want to see against Washington.
Yeah.
I go like this.
I think
I
we have
look far.
underestimated Banda year 2, right? Like she was so good year 1. Now
Yeah,
she's gonna have
summer
a
good,
full
man.
preseason. She's gonna be really like settled in and none of this like, what does Banda year 2 look like? Maybe even better than year 1.
Exactly.
Marta's still going strong. You've got all these new attacking players. You got Hernandez thrown in there. You got a full year of Carson Pickett. You got Rafaeli coming back, who could be, one of the, really solid right back. I'm sorry, center back again. You got Luana potentially coming back into the squad. Angelina is the one that I'm most excited about, man, because I love watching Angelina play. I love the way that she connects the midfield to the attack. All of her set pieces. I just feel like she brings such a level of attack in from all the way from defense forward. She is that player to connect. And for me, I think like last year she had a few injuries, and when she was in the team, I think we look different than when she's out. So I'm hoping for like Angelina's best year of soccer ever, right? She plays every game, is like that star player in the D mid for us.
And they put work off season, which
Yeah.
it tells a lot about their mentality.
They've
So
had real time to rest and recover. No national. Well, Angelina has gone national team now, right? But like she didn't until more recently. Emily Sams is out in national team. Also Anna Morehouse, national team as well. Um,
look, and not only that, like just think about this. the depth, but also the realization of some players. Remember Raffaele with all these nagging injuries, right? She wants to stay competitive in a good league. She wants to stay competitive in the champs with the champions. Why leave that to be the centerpiece of a back line when you can definitely heal properly, take your time, be a backup for now, a solid one, right? I mean, look, you have the luxury to have Raffaele as your backup center back to Kylie Strom. Like that's a lot. And then the unpredictability of Sarah Shavoshi as well. I mean, these are players that are going to have minutes. Brianna, Cori, Sarah. And look, even if you put Carson, Raffaele, Sarah, Cori, Dyke, I mean, that is stacked right there too. You could put another B team and still perform at a level to a one of the top teams. Bay FC, Angel City FC. You can match that intensity even with the B squad. So good for Haley and good for Seb, and definitely they're doing a tremendous job with the Pride. I mean, I wish City could see this, man.
I know we've just come from the Orlando City pod talking about the pieces we're
That was
missing there,
depressing,
and
bro.
it's very different here in Orlando Pride world where everything is ready to go, and I feel very calm about the whole situation, which is a testament to just the people steering the ship, right, Luis?
Look,
It's like Captain Haley and Captain Seb are leading the way, and we're all just along for the ride and having a great time. And that's how I feel about Orlando Pride this year. I'm just excited to see, you know, what we can do with this squad going into another year.
of all sad words, it will be interesting to see our rotation for Champions Cup when the group stages start for us. Exactly. You imagine
Yeah.
if we win Champions Cup?
We are planning on doing a full season preview episode. We've never done this for Orlando Pride. I don't think we did it last year, right,
No, we
Luis?
didn't do
We
it.
didn't do a season preview. We do it, of course, for the men's side. And we are going to do this for Orlando Pride, where we will go across lots of different categories and questions. Everything from who we think is going to be defender of the year for Orlando Pride, or how many points we think we're going to get on the season, and what we're going to do in all of the competitions. And when we get into that, it's going to be interesting, Luis, to look at our predictions for the Champions League, as well as for the potential Summer Cup that is going to be in the summer if they do that again. As well, I'm not sure exactly. I don't think they've announced that officially yet, but I believe there is space in the roster for that. So we're going to see how being in more competitions affects the squad. I don't think in a bad way at all. Like I said, I think we've got the depth to handle multiple competitions without any real trouble.
No, I agree with you tremendously. I think we have the depth, and people want to play in for the Pride. That it's
I
those
want to
are win.
watch us be more, foreign opponents. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, and I feel like we're gonna stack very well against a lot of other opponents. I feel I've been looking at some of the Mexican teams, and I think we're gonna stack pretty well.
Yes, indeed. Alrighty. I think that's all we have to talk about on today's show, Luis. Do you have anything else to talk about for the Orlando Pride before we get out of here?
No, well, we're working on hopefully a surprise for the next a couple of upcoming episodes. For the
Yeah.
fans, so we
Chef
can
John and Chef Luis are in the kitchen too, working
yeah
on a
we
few
can,
things.
yeah, we can say we were very ambitious with our email today, just asking for hey, you have 3 players available, and then so if they're listening, um, please. But yeah, so we're excited to bring more content for the Pride in this 2025. We're definitely excited that the season is cooking and starting. That Sab is being recognized also as a tremendous coach. I can't wait to see also the way how Orlando is going to handle this upcoming season. I think the NWSL did a couple of good posts today about even the first black coach. in history, and it's tremendous. And seeing him as a player transition to coach is phenomenal. Haley, hopefully I see you again in another. I don't know if I'm gonna see another Sun game, but I will see you probably in a Pride game. 10 years of Pride, man.
Yes,
What?
something we should talk about that came out today. In
Yeah.
fact, at 4 o'clock this afternoon, um, Orlando Pride announced 10 years of Pride, a year-long celebration of its 10th NWSL season. So, happy anniversary to all you Pride fans out there. We are 10 years old. 9 years of misery and 1 year of amazingness. So congratulations to all of us. There's some really interesting things that are happening here. I love this like look they've gone for. This like it looks like quite 90s. This 10 years of Pride. They've got a I can't say it, commemorative logo. This is kind of cool. They're doing
Oh,
this Club 10. So they are gonna do they're creating this creation of Club 10, an exclusive group of fans that have been loyal season ticket members since 2016. So this is what we have, of course, on the Orlando City side. We call it the Society 21. But now they've made one for Orlando Pride. So shout out to anybody. And we know who you are because we know you
that's
and we talked to
amazing.
you. So you know who you are and you know who you are. If
I know a
you're
couple of
a
Club
Club
10s.
10 member, then ultimate respect to you because you have been through it all and stuck through it. I'm not a Club 10 member, mainly because I worked there when they first had season tickets. But
You're
maybe I
Club,
can
you're
apply. It's
Club
like, can
1.
I be let in as like, maybe I was there. I was working. They're also going to do a kickoff to soccer. So 2025, just like the men's team, we also have a Orlando Pride kickoff to soccer. So this one is going to be starting on March 2nd. Of course, the 10 years of Pride kickoff party that's going to be happening at Inter & Co. from 3 to 5 o'clock. And then March 3rd, there's a Pints with Pride down at the Castle Irish Pub, which one of my favorite pubs in College Park. Really good pub. So if you want to go hang out with some Pride players, I recommend going to that. And then on March 7th, of course, we've got the Challenge Cup against Washington Spirit. Very exciting, Luis, to watch the winner of the cup and the winner of the league, which is us, go up against Washington, who are the runners up. And then the pour overs with Pride. This one's kind of cool. This is actually at a coffee shop. It's called Create Coffee downtown. If you've never been there, very cool coffee shop. They're doing an event similar, I guess, to when you go to Pints with Pride. The players are there. You can get a coffee, hang out with them, get something signed. They're also going to be scarfing the city, which is really cool. I'm sure you've seen that before, Luis.
I want a scarf.
All the staff get up at like 4 a.m. and go to their neighborhoods and hide scarves around their neighborhoods, and then they put all the pictures up on
Do you guys
social
come down to
media.
my neighborhood?
I've done it before. Yeah, I used to do it by my house when I worked at the club. They give them to like all the staff, and the staff go hide them. So here it is, Scarf the City. Scarves will be hidden across Orlando area, and our team will be at Lake Eola from 7 to 9 a.m. So you can look on social media. You'll be like, oh, I recognize that. And you can go run out, get that scarf before somebody else does. Or you can just go down to Lake Eola, go get a free Orlando Pride scarf. So if you've never done that, that's super cool. A lot of fun if you have kids. Go, scavenge for some scarves in your neighborhood. And then, of course, Friday, March 14th, just 2 weeks away, Luis. We're getting close. The end of next week. Orlando Pride. Wait, am I getting that right? No, more weeks than that. I'm skipping weeks. But it's coming up soon.
2 weeks away.
3 weeks away. The Orlando Pride will be taking on the Chicago Stars, not the Chicago Red Stars, Luis, the Chicago Stars in the opening game on Friday night at Inter & Co. Stadium. So a very exciting kickoff week and 10 years of Pride that we got going on here. So I want to say well done to the marketing team and the communications team over Orlando Pride and Orlando City. I feel like this wasn't always at this level for the Pride. And I feel like they have really tried to up the game to match the same product that you're getting for the men's side as well.
And I think it's well deserved, and I think it should have been sooner. It's just that, unfortunately, when things don't pan out your way and you're at the bottom of the table is different than being on top. Now, one thing that I do sure say is that they're making all the moves to stay up top. I mean, and you could definitely tell. So I commend to every single fan 10 years of the Pride. That's phenomenal. I remember when I first heard about the Orlando Pride. When I first started covering, that was the team that I was commanded to cover first. I was working with Alonzo in his outlet in Area Sports, and Alonso at that time he lived in Seattle. So eventually, when he moved to Orlando, he took over the Orlando portion. But before he took over, I was doing that for his outlet. And I remember when I first got in was to just cover the Pride, and it was a great experience. Obviously, some of the results were really not the best, but it kind of got to meet really great people. Got to see Marta, her humbleness from the get-go, from seeing her thrive in South America and Europe, to see her live, and how she looks so like she will come into the pitch and she'll like be that person who will take the team to the next level, but they just couldn't get there. But you see her frustration at some point, and for her to see her lift the trophy was full circle to me. It was tremendous. So I wouldn't even imagine what it felt for those fans that were there for 10 solid years, man. It's just
Yeah.
tremendous. So,
And
um,
in this new era now, we hope that all of the excitement from last year, winning the double, all of that has to be rolled into the next year, right? So I'm going to be making even more effort this year to Luis, and I'm sure you as well, to try and get people out for the Pride Games. So many people came to the parade, right? There were so many people there. Now, I don't think everybody who came to that parade is a constant Pride season ticket goer, right? I think
yeah.
there's definitely some people who got, are City fans or just sports fans or whoever who got wrapped up in all the excitement last year of how well the Orlando Pride were doing. Now is the time, get those people. The season has started again. You saw how much fun it was last year. Come and get involved. And let's hope that the attendance this year, Luis, is going to be a bit higher and a bit closer to what the top of the league is, because I don't want to be a winning team that still only has like 8,000 people in the stands. I want to see this Orlando Pride team with 15, 20,000 people behind them week in, week out.
Yeah, I completely agree. The end of all side awards says the NWSL schedule drop heavily implied. No organized summer cup, just friendlies that clubs will organize.
Yeah.
I wonder what friendlies are the Pride going to organize and with
I
whom.
I don't know if that's like 100% decided yet. I think that I agree with what they're saying, that was the implication, that there's not going to be a tournament yet. I hope there isn't. I'm with you, Luis. I think that would be better. I'd rather like organize some friendlies, like summer friendlies. Let's play
Real Madrid.
Arsenal. Let's play Real Madrid. Let's I think that would be great. I would love to see us play some big European sides in the summer. We saw it last year. For me, that's more beneficial. And when you do that, you're not committed to like, oh, we have to play a certain amount of games because there's a tournament in a certain amount of time. It's just like we can put on a couple of games to keep up some fitness, do a few exhibition, but not forced to play extra
Right.
games, not having to play like the likes of Marta if they don't want to play and they want to get rested. So I'm all for not having a summer tournament. I didn't get a lot out of the Summer Cup last year.
Yeah, same
So
here.
yeah, it
It'll
was
be
okay,
nice.
but I'm not bothered.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be nice to definitely see some friendlies. I know that the Tampa Bay Sun play against I believe it's Gotham, right? I don't know. We're not going to see
Yeah.
Orlando Pride against
So
yeah.
many.
I don't know if you listen. Are you listening to what I'm saying or no?
Yeah. Sorry, I missed you.
Yeah, no, sorry. So no, because I've been having some connection issues. So my apologies if you guys didn't hear me, but no, like it'll be cool to see, for the Pride to face, some tough competition, maybe um, premier league team, like Man City or something like that, women's. It'll be cool. I think it'll be great to see. I don't know if a USL team though, but definitely, it definitely be good competition and something that could also honor women's sports, right? Because you don't want to go and be the double winners and then clubber a team 10-0. You know what I mean? I don't. I think it'll be counterproductive. So.
For
Uh,
sure. But all in all, very exciting stuff. New players coming in, players re-signing. I feel very ready for the 2025 season, Luis. Thank you to All Sad Words who was here in the comments. You're awesome as per usual. Thank you to anyone else who's watching. If you're watching on YouTube, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe. If you're not subscribed on there, where are we at, Luis, on subscribers? I feel like we're getting close to a benchmark.
yeah, I
Um,
mean, we are right now. Hold on, let me see here. We're looking at ooh, 1,395. We're really close to 1,400 subs.
Yeah, let's hope we get 1,400 before the Pride season kicks off. So if you have not subscribed yet, please go ahead and do that on YouTube. It doesn't cost you anything, totally free. You can also hit the bell notification, and that way, anytime that we go live or anytime that we put a video up, you'll get a notification on your phone. You can't miss us. We've got lots of content coming at you, so lots happening there. You can also, of course, follow us on X or on Blue Sky, on Instagram, on Facebook. Interact with us there. If you're on Spotify, you can rate us. You can give us a 5-star rating if you feel like we're worth 5-star ratings. That always helps the algorithm, gets more people to see us. Same thing on Apple Podcasts, rate and review there. Thank you to all of you who are here. And I'm very ready for a 2025 season, Luis.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. And if you're an Orlando City fan and you've never been to a Pride game, go to a Pride game. I mean, you won't regret it. It's a tremendous atmosphere. If you have a young daughter like I do, go to a Pride game. I mean, it will show that she can definitely, if she really is pursuing the sport seriously, these are the, if it was me, these are the mentors I want her to have. You know what I mean? So it's very affordable. It's grassroots. It's a little different than the vibes that you get with Orlando City. It's a very positive environment. I highly recommend it. Thrilling soccer. They have, to me, one of the best, if not the best striker in the world, but with Barbara Banda. So take advantage of that. They're in the City Beautiful, and they're double winners, and they're going for another two-peat. So, make sure you become a STM. Thank you guys, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yes, indeed. And as always, vamos
Vamos Pride.
Pride!
Take care, guys. Have a wonderful day.